Hello, everyone. My guest today is Michael Cooney. He has over 20 years of experience and a big journey generating leads for clients. He's tracking and reporting leads, which has been a consistent pain point throughout his digital marketing journey. Himself and Jeremy developed WhatConverts, their current company, as a complete lead tracking and reporting solution for marketers. Michael, you ready to take us to the top?
I'm ready.
All right. So the company is WhatConverts.com. Help us understand what you guys do and how you make money.
Yeah, pretty much like you said, we track leads and then we enable people to report on those leads. So a lot of our clients are marketing agencies, and when they do work for clients, they generate leads. We help them capture all those leads. So and one of the big things marketing agencies were missing was call tracking. And if you go to our website, it looks like we're a call tracking company.
It does.
Yeah, it does. And that's done intentionally because that's the trending area. It's a trending service. So people, they want call tracking. They go to your website. Yeah, that's what I want. And once they start using us for call tracking, they very quickly start using us for form tracking, chat tracking, and even e-commerce.
So call tracking is your mousetrap.
That's it.
Yeah,
exactly. We want to move away from it in the future. I think, it's becoming a much more crowded place, the call tracking space. Mm-hmm. And we do intend to, focus more on the lead tracking and lead platform in the future.
So when you look at your customers, when they sign up for your platform and they get signed up on all your other products, on average, what's a company paying you per month or an agency paying you per month to use the technology?
So I've averaged it all out, and you're looking between 180 to 220 a month.
Okay.
So some are at like $30 a month, and some are several thousand a month.
Yep. This is a tricky space though, because it's a little more expensive where people don't want to just do a no-touch credit card swipe on a website, but it's too cheap for you to put human touch on it with an inside sales team. So what does your sales motion look like? How do you get new customers?
Which is an inbound funnel. We get a lot of word of mouth. Once agencies use us and the clients use us, even if their client moves from the agency, they want to take WhatConverts with them. So that's been the main one that brings us, and people just talking about it. So direct referrals, mm-hmm. But PPC marketing, a lot of review sites. So if you go see the review sites, we get a ton of 5-star reviews.
You're talking like Capterra, G2 Crowd.
Capterra. We haven't put a lot of attention to G2 Crowd at this time because that's a funny site.
How so?
Once you're tied into them, if you don't continually generate reviews, you slip down their grid, and I think it looks bad. So once you commit to G2 Crowd, your work starts.
It's a never-ending cycle.
Yeah, and we just at this stage, we're on Capterra, we're on Google, the Google My Business reviews, things like that. Yeah. We're also on the Google Partners page. So we stuck there. G2 Crowd, we have a page there and we have a few reviews, but we purposely, would prefer not to get into that part yet.
What's the team size today? How many folks?
We have 6 people.
And have you guys basically bootstrapped, or have you raised capital?
Yeah, we're bootstrapped. Yeah,
dude, actually, I love that. If you're a listener, I love that.
I don't believe you. You don't. You're a capitalist. You wanna grow big, become a.
You've heard about the book. And no, I like Bootstrap because I think you build wealth quicker that way. In many cases, you build wealth quicker as a founder.
Yeah. The main reason we don't want to look at investment is we like control of the product, and what I like with our business, we're growing, and I hate the growth plateau. I'm scared of the growth plateau, so I always want to be growing.
Yeah.
But I don't want to grow too quickly just yet because we're still learning a ton, and we've got a solid product. I think we're better than our competitors in a lot of areas, mm-hmm. and we're tightening down those areas and adding features and functionality that really speaks to our core value.
Yeah.
So we're getting ready to increase that growth rate.
So help me understand growth today. How many customers have you scaled to?
It's a difficult thing because our software is used on 10,000 websites.
Just your agency partners?
Just the agency partners. You're looking at, I think I looked the other day, looking at close to 400 agency partners.
Okay, and then they serve over 10,000 kind of end websites.
Yeah, and in addition to that, we have individual companies. So we've got several hundred smaller companies or medium-sized companies using us direct without the agency.
So if you add up all your direct users, the agencies plus the SMBs, how many total customers?
You're looking around 700.
Okay, that's a healthy amount. Can I take the 700 times the 180 kind of ARPU you gave me earlier to calculate MRR?
Yeah.
It's about 126 a month.
Yeah, we're a little bit lower than that, but
Okay.
yeah, right on.
That's awesome. And then what about growth rate? So a year ago, what were you doing?
A year ago, you mean for the whole year for 2018?
No, just take me back in a year. What were you doing in terms of MRR?
MRR a year ago, we were probably looking at 60 to 70,000.
And what'd you finish with in December of 2018? That would have been 6 months ago. Do you remember?
About 100,000.
Okay, good. So you went from 12 months ago, like 60,000 to 100,000 in December to 126 now. I mean, this is nice growth.
Yeah.
What's the mousetrap? I mean, but besides the review sites and stuff, are there any other ways you're getting new customers?
I would say, SEO is growing over time. It's organically growing. We haven't put too much effort into it, but that area is growing nicely, and we plan to put a lot more effort into that area.
Yeah. I want to kind of dive deep here for a second on the Capterra stuff, but let me just round out your story for a second. Put this on a timeline for us. When did you launch?
We launched in 2015.
Okay. And what year did you do any revenue in 2015 or no?
Yeah, our first month we did like $30, and it was an existing client from one of my agencies. And then, I think by the end of the year, we were just a couple of hundred. Okay. Sorry. A few thousand. Okay. And then we quickly grew from there. I wish I had the chart. I've got all the revenue in a spreadsheet. But
no, that's okay. That's okay. And are you burning capital, or are you cash flow positive?
We've never burned capital. We've always been profitable. Yeah.
So what will you take to the bottom line, like 10%, or do you operate right at 0%? You always reinvest everything?
No, we're at about, I looked at about 15 to 18%.
Okay. So that would be about $24,000 a month to the bottom line on 126,000.
Yeah. I'd say a little bit lower.
Okay. Yeah. That's still healthy. You're building a great business. I love that. And then before we talk more about Capterra stuff, churn's critical, especially at this price point. What's your churn today, and how do you make sure you keep, improving that?
So our churn's around about 5%.
Monthly?
So, monthly.
Okay. So 60% churn per year.
Yeah.
Okay. And is that logo basis or revenue basis?
That is logo basis.
Is revenue lower?
Yeah. What is logo basis?
Well, the only reason people measure those two differently is if you have serious differences in your ARPU. So churning a $10 a month customer is way better than churning a $10,000 a month customer. So revenue churn would be 10,000 in revenue lost if you lost the big guy, but only one logo.
Okay. Yeah, that's logo churn. Yeah, and what happens is, like, we do a free trial, and our conversion to a new account is like 70, 80%. Mm-hmm. And then once we got those accounts, the first 2-3 months are pretty crucial, and we see a decent drop off there. But once they get beyond 4 or 5 months, they're pretty much sticking.
Yeah. What's churn drop to in like months 3, 4, 5, 6?
I don't have that data.
Okay. But it gets better.
It gets better, and like we got our churn and retention chart, and once you get to like 5-6 months, it's sort of, you don't see any more drop off. Yeah.
Do you know what expansion looks like annually? How much do you expand an account?
No, we don't.
Okay.
So the nice thing about call tracking is, as they use it more and they use more calls and more numbers, that increases. So there definitely is an expansion just from them using more.
Well, do you know what net revenue retention is? So your gross churn is 60%. You then make up probably some of that with expansion on those cohorts. Do you know what that net number is?
I don't.
Okay, cool.
We do need to track more, but and there's lots of reports I want, but we're more focused on, users and just giving them what they need. And we're worried about revenue. We look at the revenue, and but we look at top line figures. We haven't really got into the weeds with our data.
Yeah. Well, there's obviously some optimization you can do with 60% annual churn, and you guys will figure that out over time. But the nice thing is you're in no rush because you control it. You're bootstrapped. You can do whatever the hell you want, which is great.
Yeah, exactly.
Fully weighted CAC. So to get a new $180 a month customer, do you know what you're spending to get them all in?
Yeah, so that's difficult because of the SEO component and the referral kind of component. But we see anything from $150 to $300. Would be a
that's super. I mean, that's super. So that's less than a 2-month payback period. I mean, that's really healthy.
Yeah. Well, if they become like an agency client and they use it, it's good. But if they're like a $30, because we have a $30 plan. So if we're spending $300 for $30 plan, it takes longer. So
yeah.
Yeah.
But on average, you're getting them up to, again, about $180 a month, something like that.
Yeah. Okay. When you look at the average ARPU of 200, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's healthy. Okay, let me go deep here on the Capterra stuff real quick. So I'd love to understand. So first off, are you only placed there organically, or do you also pay Capterra money for sponsored placement?
We pay to be, you know, it's a pay-per-click model.
Yeah. So help me. I did this with a couple CEOs on interviews yesterday, and it was very, very telling because there was serious diminishing returns. In other words, the person that pays for the number, what I'm going to look up you guys up real quick. Okay, you're under call tracking software, that tag. So right now, CallRail is paying for the number one spot, then Invoca, then PhoneWagon, CallCap, and then you guys are down there as well. And the number of clicks that each of those companies gets, for every extra thing you are down, the drop off is like significant. So do you know how many clicks you get per month from Capterra?
Yeah, you're looking at between 100 and 200 per month.
Okay, so you're getting 100 and 200 per month. And what do you pay them cost per click?
I believe, so we've played with that. And that's the funny thing is those guys, the CallRails and the Invoca, as soon as you bid to go above them, they immediately go above you.
Yeah.
So CallRail, I don't know if I can reveal how much they've set their cost per click, but it's in excess.
We had them on. What you can share. What in excess of what?
They set it at like $100 a click.
Yeah. Well, and they just raised like $70 million or something ridiculous.
Yeah. Did you speak with Andy?
I forget who it was, but I just know I heard that number. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, they valued the company at like 160 million. They've raised 70 million, and yeah, that's interesting. I looked at that carefully, and after they raised, I had a good chat with Andy, who's the CEO, and I looked at the I read the Lost and Founder book by Rand Fishkin.
Yep.
I've been very interested in the different models to go to market, because obviously if you don't raise, you had risk because somebody can move quicker than you. But you lose. I'm talking to the person who knows the space.
well, I want to keep narrowing down though on you. So, but what are you paying per click about? Do you know?
$5 to $6.
Okay, interesting. So if Capterra at the top for that keyword is, call it 100-ish, and then 2, 3, 4, you're 5 down, you're paying, about 5 to 10 per click, getting about 100 to 200 clicks per month. How does that cohort convert when they hit your website? Is it healthy?
It's decent. In terms of quality from Capterra, we wouldn't say they're the best quality. We find, people coming direct or through AdWords are better quality converters. Capterra is decent, it's definitely worthwhile being there. Mm-hmm. But we're not too upset when we're not 1 or 2 positioned up there.
Yeah. Okay, good. So you would never, do you go in and try and, like right now you're in the 5th or 6th spot. Could you go up and pay a little less than CallRail, but knock Invoke out of the number 2 spot? And would that drastically increase your leads from the site or no?
It will increase it, yeah. It definitely increases it, but they've got a little notification. So as soon as you outbid somebody else, they let them know. Yeah. So I've done it and I played around with it to see, like, let's try this. And within a couple of hours, they're bidding above you. So all that's happening is everybody's paying more for the same results.
Yeah, that's interesting. So do you know how many clicks CallRail gets? I bet you it's in the order of 2,000-3,000 a month.
I don't know if it's that much. I would probably think 600 to 700 to 800.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So not a ton then. Okay. Very interesting. So, would you recommend then these review sites as a go-to-market strategy for new companies, similar size as you?
The problem is there's so many review sites, there's a lot of them. Mm-hmm. And to me, once you start generating reviews, asking your customers to go leave a review on 5 different sites is just a pain, and you're starting to annoy them.
Yep.
So, and also we don't want to pay people for reviews. So every single one of our reviews are, customers liked our product and they go give us a review.
It's the best way to do it.
Yeah. Whereas the other guys, they get a budget and they say, hey, leave a review for $25. And it sort of waters it down. They leave bad reviews. We like real, heartfelt, real reviews. Yep. And we just feel the integrity of that will play out over time.
Yep. Very good. All right, let's wrap up with the famous 5. Number 1, what's your favorite business book?
I was going to say, like, From Good to Great. I like that. But that Lost and Founder, I wouldn't say it's the best business book, but I just love the way how transparent he was.
Yep.
And had a lot of lessons.
Number 2, is there a CEO you're following or studying?
I don't like the big ones. I don't think I learn a lot from them, but I like the guys from like MailChimp, Ben Chestnut, or guys in our space. I like to look at what they're doing.
Yep. Number 3, what is your favorite online tool for building your company?
We like Help Scout.
Yep. Number 4, how many hours of sleep do you get every night?
Probably 7.
And what's your situation? Married, single, kiddos?
Married with 3 kids.
Oh, wow. And how old are you?
I'm 47.
47. Last question. What do you wish your 20-year-old self knew, Michael?
I thought about this one. I would tell them understand value and also trust the process, but verify it.
WhatConverts.com, helping companies with call tracking, whether it's an SMB or an agency, serving 700 customers right now, paying $180 per month. So they've broken $126,000 a month or thereabouts in revenue. That's up from $60,000 per month just a year ago. A lot of growth coming from review sites and SEO, paying about $300 to get a new customer. Their churn is a little high right now at 5% per month, but he's working on driving that down. The nice thing is they're profitable, $20,000 a month going to the bottom line. They've raised $0. 6 people on the team, again, scaling nicely. Michael, thank you for taking us to the top.
Thank you, Nathan. Appreciate it.